Yeah, it's still before noon, I think. Close to it, but still before. So good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Safe travels to all the people traveling to the expo. The back out again. Very tired. Very tired today for some reason. Ugh. Old and tired. The state, I don't know if it's a favor or an injustice at this point. So currently, there is a workers ahead sign right there where I normally place my sign. So I had to move it in a bit today. But another day, it's Tuesday. We are moving right along. I've already had one sale right after I set up this morning. It was only $10, but it is $10, so we will count that as a blessing. And keep it moving. Keep it moving from that for sure. Bees are still hitting the feeder from yesterday, and they are out and flying crazy this morning. And I never know when I flip this around. Of course, the camera's close. Sorry. Never know. Is it going to let me zoom it all the way in? No, it keeps backing up. Anyway, since it won't let me do that, it is, I will walk this way. They have found the feeder right off this morning. Bees are flying from everywhere. The feeder always amazes me because it's almost like it's snowing bees at this moment. They're flying everywhere. Typically, when you get up there, they will land all over you. I do have dry pollen sub that they're working on right there. And then the bee feeder. It's still got quite a bit in it. And I just poked myself in the eye with a stick. But I like watching them fly out back through the sunset back home. And they're pretty busy. So hopefully that last little bit of feed, I have no more syrup buckets right there. So now I'm going to start cleaning these up and put them all back on the pallet over here. All these buckets I have everywhere to help that out. But it is a nice day. I slept in a little too long this morning and trying to get myself motivated to get out here. That's my biggest struggle, guys. It's like getting myself to get started. Once I get started, I'm okay. It's just yesterday ended up okay. I mean, it was 120 yesterday. So it is a bit of a, the odd thing about yesterday, everything I sold yesterday was 3-pounders. I didn't sell anything else, just 3-pound bottles of honey, which is not a complaint. I just found it odd that everybody that came yesterday bought the biggest size I had. So that was a little bit different. But it was Monday. Today being a Tuesday, it was also the first Monday after, everybody's really back to work, after the new year and everything. How's everyone doing today? Make sure I can see the chat. Oh, hey, Steve. Good to see you. Steve, are you going to the expo or no? Or staying home? Well, you're never staying home. I should just say, are you going to the expo? Because you're always traveling somewhere, it seems. But yeah, we got everything set up like I normally do, and we'll just see how it goes. I put out some shorts yesterday. I see channels that have really grown in their numbers as far as subscribers or whatever. But typically it's with the. Oh, you're not going to the expo, okay. Typically it's people that put out a bunch of shorts. But there's people that I see only put out shorts, and they've got thousands and thousands of subs, but it doesn't equate to watch hours. Where I do a lot of lives that typically equate to watch hours, but not a lot of subs. So there's like right now, for some reason, it just hopped up that I got 44 people watching, and I don't know if that's what that is. If that's a bot, it went from 8 to 44 like that with one click. But at any rate, it doesn't matter if it's a weekend or a weekday or whatever. I pretty much put everything on the table. And then at the end of the day, I pretty much pull everything off of the table and rinse and repeat and do it again. Right? And trying to be consistent for this year. Just to give you an idea, these 2 boxes are empty. I got a sauce. I got 4 more of these. I got some board butter and stuff here. And then I've got some more 3-pounders inside in the honey house that I can go get if need be, because I did like another 10 of those last night, 10, 12 of them. So we just try to keep it going, and fight back the boredom of hours of sitting here with nothing, and then somebody comes and buys $50, and hours of doing nothing, and somebody comes and buys $20 or $10 or something like that. So it's that's my biggest challenge, right? Yesterday I actually had the table out, still poked around in the bee yard, making shorts and doing things like that to get just see what was going on, and fed the bees and all kinds of stuff. I can't wait for this tree right here, this bush, for the, I don't know if you can see it, hold on. You see the little flowers that haven't opened up yet. This camellia tree has a few open, and there are bees flying around in here. I don't see any on the flowers yet this morning. Oh, there's one. She's got a little bit of pollen on her legs and tag teaming it. So they are working. Good thing is that's a sign that I still have life in my colony. So right now, at this point, every bee that I put into the winter here in this yard is alive. So that, well, not every bee, every colony. Obviously, there's been bees die off over the winter, but this yard, every colony that went into winter has so far successfully made it. And because I have feed and pollen on them, and the weather has been favorable, keeping that feed in there is crucial for this area, because if I don't, they will eat all of the resources they have in their colony, and then they'll starve out because there's just not that much. So when those little bushes like that, the camellias and stuff like that, bloom, it's really important for them. And yeah, so I can honestly say I believe this will be the first year in 6 full seasons that I've had every colony that went in, knock on wood. It's still early, guys, still early, but every colony that I put into winter has made it through to this point. So, we're just doing what we can as far as that, and trying to get things right, and hopefully right now, because it's warm, she is laying. And so I'm imagining those Lyson colonies will explode really quick, because kind of what'll happen in the regular uh, colonies that aren't insulated, it'll get warm. She'll lay up a bunch of eggs, and then it'll get cooler, and maybe they can't cover it all, or they didn't get it capped in time, or what have you, and then that they'll consume the brood that's around it and just kind of shrink that down. But yeah, right now it's good signs. Um, the I'm in good shape compared to where I was last year. So this year will be a little bit more aggressive splits. That's good, DC. That's real good. The looks like I'm going to try to split a little more aggressively this year, and hopefully that will help out as far as the future, right? But not only do I want to split, I want to split and then make sure that those bees get nice and strong, right? The two out yards, I think be honest with you, I haven't been to the one in Lexington. The one in Lexington at my former coworkers, or the three in Lexington at the former coworkers, Zach will send me pictures. We got bees flying. Okay, great. That's a good sign, right? And last week he sent me some, and he said they're flying. I said, well, if you have sugar, he knows how to make the sugar water. I taught him how to do that. So if you have sugar, now would be the time to put some on, right? Fill those jars up, fill that top hive feeder up, and get some feed on them. And he says, yep, we got sugar. I said, okay, great. And that was that. The ones out here, I've lost two since the beginning of winter. One, so I have to qualify that. One of the ones that I counted as a loss was, remember the building I did the cutout, the removal in, and there was two colonies in the same wall. One of the colonies is here, and it was the bigger of the two, and it's doing fine. The smaller one of the two did not make it. So is it a loss? Yeah, they died, but it was not much hope in it to begin with, because of the time of the year I cut those out, right? So I gave them a shot, and they couldn't do it. So yeah, that happens with the small ones. And then I think there was one more little one out there that didn't make it, but other than that, everybody else was alive the last time I was out there. So I think I got 5 out there now. But that's all right. They're gonna get filled back up. And right now they're right now I think a loss is, yeah. That's the thing, is just keeping the losses down in the fall. I know there's going to be some loss. Keeping the beetles down, keeping the losses down, and once I do that in the spring, when they start really bringing pollen in and stuff, they'll be good to go. I mean, they're going to be packed up. So there's really not much to do. Hey, Brent, good to see you. Yeah, I've been on here 15 minutes almost. I'm just sitting out I can't say I guess the honey stand, the honey table, if you will. Weather's nice. I've got to get out here when the weather's nice, because when the weather's not nice, that affords me the opportunity to stay in. And not that I'm not working on those days. Like yesterday, before I came out, I ordered supplies and got all that coming, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. So, but for the next several days, it's going to be nice and warm, and stuff. So hopefully it picks up. You know, the guy that stopped and bought a little while ago, he was actually out Uber eating and saw me. And some of you guys may know this. I don't know. So I was actually considering doing trying, and I don't know, I have to look more into it. I looked a little bit, but I got to look more as far as getting Uber Eats or DoorDash, giving them the ability to come pick honey up from here, right? So someone could go online, they could order, you know, a jar of honey, and then I put it in a bag and send it off to them. That was just a thought. That would expand the reach, right? Expand the reach. People at work, hey, I'm getting lunch. Oh, let me grab this bottle of honey over here. So yeah, I know. I saw your video when you came outside and it's like, hey, it's not raining. I saw that. I saw that video. So yeah, we're just killing time really. Amy doesn't go to work till later. She was actually starting to cook spaghetti sauce for dinner for me because she will be at work at dinner time. So it's I just feel really blessed at this point. I'm trying to make personal changes and business changes, right, to improve things. I improve myself, you know, my outlook on things. Sometimes I'm cynical, as you guys know from the live streams, but it's just this time of year. I tell you, I just love to, and hope, man, I wish you or the cameras would do better at this. Now you can't really tell right there. Maybe if I zoom it in. Oh, it goes to chat box. Hold on, let me close. You can't really see it. Can you see all the bees flying right there now? That excites me. Just, I can sit there and watch that all day. The bees just flying everywhere. It looks like a busy city at the moment, right? And they're flying back to the feeders. The poly hives, to show you, there's a couple things that I've noticed about the poly hives. First of all, they have much more flight coming in and out of them, right? That's got a little bit going in and out. That one's got a little bit going in and out, but you see how they're all in one side of that. This one, it does have bees going in and out, but it is a restricted entrance, but they're not, it's just not as busy. You know, I could pop that out and give them some extra room. It's just not as busy, right? But they're getting it. I mean, I just like seeing the bees. Yeah, there you go. You can see them. Bees going wild, right? So that's a good thing, you know. Good thing, especially if you're trying to sell a bunch of honey and people stop and they can see the bees flying. It's like, hey, that's pretty cool. And you know, it's just this year I decided that I'm just going to try to I've got to keep my stress levels down, first of all, because I've got a heart issue. So I am trying to reduce those stresses on myself. And you know, a lot of it is for me is realizing I can control certain things and certain things I can't, right? And managing that expectation within myself. And also I do pretty good about knowing my strengths and weaknesses as far as you know, personally. I've gone from only getting out here on the weekends if the weather was nice to getting out here every day the weather is nice. And you know, it's a lot of work, and there's a lot of things that I'm trying to figure out and change and make it easier for me to do. Before, what I would do is I would just, during the week, I would make sure I got enough for the table. Well, prime example is Sunday. I came out, I had enough for the table, but then I sold a dozen 3-pound bottles, and I didn't have more than a dozen. Actually, I didn't have more than 10 of those. So now I'm in chaos, right? Running back and forth, trying to get the bottles and jars and stuff ready, filled with honey so I could sell them. So that makes it a little bit different. It does make it easier when you have enough bottled up, but I don't want to have too much bottled up because of the way that I'm kind of rationing my honey that I get, in order to make sure if I sell out of pint jars that I have pint jars to fill, and if I sell out of 3-pounders, I've got enough to put in 3-pounders, right? I don't want to have too much of one and not of another, so I only do limited amounts to make sure that if I run out, I'm not emptying pint jars and then have to wash pint jars so I can fill 3-pound jars, and then tomorrow they come out and, oh, I need pint jars, and then I don't have pint jars, right? So it's kind of a thing. Yes, things have been going good. However, in this whole situation, if you watch the live, you know that I've been supplementing my honey, buying some honey. I've already, let me see, I think I've bought 420 pounds of honey, and it's January. So that 420 puts me at 1,420 pounds of honey, which is more than my best year of harvesting. Last year was 1,250 pounds, so I'm over that already. So it is a constant gauge. Every year I get more customers than honey production. I'm able to sell more honey than I can create, I guess, at this point. So I'm trying to get that on track, right? This year, that's why it's going to be an expansion year. And hopefully I can still get great quantities of honey, because the splits will be smaller, and essentially keep the hives I've got from swarming, and then grow up new colonies. So that's kind of the goal for this year. And we will be live tonight around 8 o'clock, because everybody's on the road and stuff, so it might be slim pickings on the participation as far as coming in, but good people like Brad and maybe Doug, and who knows, Ian's typically stops by on Wednesday or Tuesday nights and sees us, so who knows what'll happen, what kind of chaos. So definitely come join us tonight. We'd love to see you, and I'm looking forward to it, guys. But at any rate, I'm not going to bore you anymore with this idle chit chat that I'm that I'm putting on here this morning. It's just a beautiful day, and oh yeah, it's a thing. Now here's the thing with buying honey. No, I haven't scheduled it yet, Brent. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern time on my channel. So here's the thing with buying honey. It's great. However, you gotta, Bob Binney is probably different from me in this aspect, where he probably has credit terms with his honey suppliers. I don't. When I buy honey, I have to pay cash now. You know what I mean? It's like, you need this honey, here's the money, right? That's kind of the thing. So I don't have terms on doing that, so I can only grow as fast as I can afford the money to buy the honey, right? So trying to figure some things out. I think last Tuesday people were got the wrong impression about what we were talking about. A lot of people made comments about, oh, you need to take accounting, you need to know the cost of goods, you need to. I know that stuff. I'm not an unintelligent person. What I'm saying is just what I was just talking about is, yes, you have to make sure you've got the stuff to do this, right? This is the only income. So if you've ever been in a situation where, let's say, I know this is a situation I've been in before. So, you got small kids, let's say, and you're going to work and you got a job. And when you get off your job and you come home, there's a mailbox full of bills, but you're low on groceries, right? So, so you have to make a decision at that point. Do I pay this bill late so I can get groceries, or do I pay this bill on time so I can get, and then we don't have food? It's very similar for doing this, right? It's like, well, I can either pay the internet bill, or I can buy a bucket of honey. A bucket of honey will generate me $600 to $800, let's say, or I can pay that bill today and struggle through. Now, once you pay that bill, you start limiting your ability to make money because you've sold that honey, right? You've sold the honey you got, you paid the bill with the proceeds, and now you have to come up with money to buy honey. I'm trying to avoid that entirely and still grow and still pay the bill. So that's kind of where the thing is. So it's not that I don't know how much profit it is and all that, but it's just that people latched onto that part of it and, and ran with it. But it's all good. It's all good. I will try to set that up early tonight, but it's not going to be until at least I get off of the stand. Yeah, that's exactly right, man. You pay the mortgage and electricity and then hustle to make sure everything else happens. And that's what I've been doing. That's exactly what I've been doing. And, it's just trying to make it all work, guys. It's not easy. Someone like Brad, or now myself, and Brad and Ian and people like that, where this is how my family eats, right? So it's a little bit challenging. I'm trying to make commercial beekeeping money with with hobby / sideliner amount of colonies. So yeah, I do. I use simple accounting. It's pretty simple. I know how much I have in a jar. I know how much the honey costs me, and I know how much the labels cost me. And so I just try to control everything else to keep it from going crazy. But at any rate, we will be live tonight at 8. I'm going to let you guys go for right now because I need to maintain my battery in case somebody uses a credit card and I need to use my phone. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys again later. Bye-bye for now.